All right, so it's an exciting day, and I'm really glad to have you all here. Always a pleasure to connect with you. Thank you for finding the time. All right, welcome, 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 everyone. We want you to have a life filled with joy, loving, excitement, happiness with your family and your loved ones. We want you to be able to finance vacations, separate from your paycheck. We want you to create a system that can finance your vacation, pay for your kids' education, and achieve whatever you want in life. We want you to be able to smile, um, knowing that there's a system you've put in place that is going to be giving you financial relief, cash flow constantly to you and your family. And with that in place, it will be easier to smile. Most people today struggle to laugh, smile, because they are always calculating how to make ends meet, and they find themselves in a rat race. How can you get out of the rat race? How can you create a system that will be blessing you every single day? How can you create something that would be handed over to your family members, to your kids, even after you've left this world? So that is what we're going to talk about tonight. So please stay with me on this presentation, because what you're going to discover tonight is a system that is safe, a system that is tested and trusted, a system that has never scammed anyone since 2021 when it started, a system that is resilient, a system that has overcome many challenges and has really stood the test of time. All right. Now, here's a screenshot of some accounts. I want to take you through various accounts so you see the money people are making. This money is meant to help you appreciate that this could be you, right? So we have someone here who, in a single day, has made $4,325, right, in a single day profit, all right, return on capital. Then here we have another day's profit, $1,856, right? And cumulatively, of course, this account has made $43,000, right? So this is real. This is someone like you, flesh and blood, who has come to appreciate the technology you're about to discover if you're coming here for the first time. Now, this is also a comparison of two accounts. So what I did was I asked people to share with me, their results. I wanted ordinary people to share their results with me. And so I got someone who was trading with $15, just $15. And here you can see he's making profits, all right, with our internal automation tools. Now, this is another account with $2,000. And you can see this account has made over $4,200 as profits. And you can see, daily income is coming in every single day. So this could be you. You could be making money every single day, increasing your cash flow. This is not rocket science. It's something anybody can do. So the question is, would you like to trade with $15 or $2,000? All right. So big and small capital works. All right. And even if you have small capital, you can get started. If you have big capital, that's fine. You can also get started. Money will flow to you irrespective of your capital. And there is certainty here. All right. What we're assuring you is that when you start on this system, there is certainty if you can learn the ropes, and your status will change. You will become somebody who is generating cash flow right in your pajamas, all right? You might just be on your couch, on your sofa, and you'll be creating wealth by yourself. That is what I want you to understand if you're just joining us for the first time. This is the life we want for you. We still have more accounts. This is a $2,500 account. This person has been trading, all right? And look at the income. Look at the cash flow, right? Look at the April results, May results, constant income with $2,500. Look at how much is being made every single day. All right. And cumulatively, this account has made almost $10,000 in profits. So we're just trying to show you that this could be you. Imagine if you are someone who has made $10,000 profit trading by yourself. All right. using the technology and the algorithm that we're going to show you here tonight. You're going to discover something amazing. Just imagine if this were your lifestyle, right from the comfort of your home, without stepping out of your room. You could be setting things in motion and generating cash flow. And this slide and other slides I'm going to show you is just to show you, hey, this works. All right. We're not telling you something that doesn't work. Now, here are other accounts. Here we have somebody who has, trading with $2,900. Right. This person is trading with $2,900. Look at the daily cash flow. All right. Daily cash flow. You can just do a quick summary of this and see what this person is making consistently with safety. All right. Safety of capital is critical. This is powerful, and I need you to understand these are ordinary persons like you. All right. Now, here's another person trading with $1,000, and look at the profit that has been made. Over $500 income made using the technology that you're about to discover. All right. So this is the reason we want you to share this meeting invite to all of your friends. Get them in. Let them know that we have a system that works. So here's another person, another account trading with $1,000 also that has made over $500 too, right? And you can see steady cash flow. This could be you. What would you do if you had cash flow like this constantly every day in your life? This is what we encourage you to do. Now, when you have cash flow like this, you're going to be able to combat and handle inflation. This is why we want you to pay attention. Because if you don't pay attention, inflation is going to mess you up. Inflation is the increase in prices, constant increase in prices. Things keep getting more and more expensive. Cost of living is getting out of hand. You keep having scenarios where you're trying to cope, struggling to cope. This is a global phenomenon because inflation is a global phenomenon. Of course, some countries have double-digit inflation, like in West Africa, but just take a look at the picture. It costs $150 to get a particular set of items on the basket. The family depends on those items. Then a few months later, it now costs $200 to get the same items in the same basket, identical. The quantity of the items does not increase. The same items is costing more. Then a year, 2 years later, it's going to be costing more. Can you see that you will need to be spending lots of money? As prices of things goes up, purchasing power goes down. But how will your family survive if you don't have a system that is generating cash flow for you? This is why it is urgent. You cannot afford to be lax about this issue. You need to be proactive and make sure that you don't take off the bread because you're trying to cut down costs. You've lost purchasing power. You take off the milk because you cut down costs. You want to be able to get what you need in life constantly, have a balanced diet, live the life that you want to live on your own terms, irrespective of the cost of these things. How can you raise your purchasing power despite prices going up? You need to have what I just explained earlier in the last few slides, a system that is generating results and cash flow in your life. Well, here's a picture of the US dollar showing you that inflation is real, loss of purchasing power is real. From 1913 to 2013, the US dollar lost so much value, so much power, purchasing power, it dwindled. What $70,000 could get in 1913, you need about $1.2 million to get that same thing in 2013. Just 100 years. And what used to cost $70,000 now costs $1.2 million. So you see, it's insidious, all right? It happens without your thinking, without your understanding it's happening. It just takes you by storm. Now, we want you to be prepared. We don't want you to be caught napping. And that is why we're welcoming you to the blockchain. We want you to become a part of a system that is blessing you. Now, the blockchain is a very vast terrain, but the technology you're going to discover tonight is one way to lock in and create cash flow for yourself in the safest way possible. So, the blockchain is called the Internet of Value. Of course, the technical definition of blockchain is a distributed ledger governed by peer-to-peer networks, all right? But the business definition of blockchain is more important, and that is, it is the internet of value. What value is this? It's actually monetized value. There are assets, lots of assets on the blockchain that are monetized. And if you get one of them, you might be surprised that in a week, even one could jump up by 10%, 20%, 30%, just like that. And you make money as the asset rises in value. Internet of value. That value is money. So this is the internet of money. I know you're used to the internet. All right. Now the internet is commonplace. Everybody enjoys the internet. But do you know that there was a time the internet looked like rocket science? If you own an email, you look like a technical IT guru just because you have an email, right? So there was such a time. Now the blockchain is going through that kind of phase. If you have Bitcoin, for example, people look at you like, oh, you are a guru, you're a blockchain guru. Or you have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Wow, you've positioned yourself on the blockchain, you're a blockchain guru. Right now, in future, these things are going to be commonplace. So right now is the time for you to get involved in the blockchain. The funds that you saw people making, the previous slides, were being made from the blockchain. There's so much money on the blockchain. You just have to understand the technology, how it works, position yourself, and keep scooping your money. We have a technology that makes that scooping super easy. All right. So welcome to the internet of money. You know the internet of information, but do you know the internet of money? Yeah, I know you know the internet of information, Google, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all right? You know the internet of information. Congratulations. But do you know the internet of money? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer information or do you prefer money? Well, every family needs more money. So we're telling you, get into the blockchain. If you're here and you're joining us for the first time, you have to get into the blockchain. It is the internet of money for a reason. It is the way that you can transform your finances, raise the standard of living for you and your family, and push yourself forth. Break every yoke of poverty, generational bondage, the inability to pay your bills, being broke. All of that can be damned, destroyed across all timelines if you embrace blockchain technology. Now, you have some enemies as you go on this path. These enemies are Ponzi schemes. So these Ponzi schemes, they always masquerade themselves. They try to pretend to be what they're not. They come to you and say, hey, we are an exchange. We want you to put your money in us and trade in us. And we're going to reward you for trading with us. And before you know it, you put your money in the so-called exchange and kiss your money goodbye. They run away with your money. All right. At times they tell you, hey, we're a trading platform. We'll give you 3% every single day. People keep falling for these schemes every single time. So you need to be careful. We're not calling every platform out there a scam, but 90+%, lots of them are scams. They just want to take your hard-earned money. How can you protect yourself? Don't fall for the high-yield platforms where you don't have to learn anything, easy money, all right? The world, if money were so easy, everybody would be a billionaire. Money has rules, all right? So you need to learn to avoid such Ponzi schemes. So on this slide, you can see an example of some of these Ponzi schemes. Can you remember one that you engaged in? Just look at the slide. Look at the left. Look at the middle. Then look at the right. Can you see some names that you participated in where you lost money? Well, if you have lost money to any of these systems, do not despair. You were just paying school fees. You were learning how to understand and do better. All right. So don't judge yourself, forgive yourself, and pay attention to this presentation so that you can position yourself for better and greater sustainable wealth. So money is evolving. You might not know it yet, but money is gradually flowing into the crypto space. All right. The public blockchain is gradually becoming mainstay. So, but many people are still lagging behind. So if I walk up to you and tell you, I have $100,000 on one hand, and on the other hand, I have 10 Bitcoin. Which one would you prefer to take? All right. If I had 10 Bitcoin, all right, and I have $100,000 on the other hand, which one would you prefer to take? You know, some people will still fall for the trap of going for fiat currency. But those who have become exposed and understand blockchain stands for will even take the Bitcoin, even if it's one Bitcoin. All right. So that's the level of exposure some have. But money is going into the blockchain. You need to understand that whether you know it or not, people are becoming more and more interested in the blockchain. And that is why some countries are growing their own strategic Bitcoin reserves. So on this screen, you can see some of those countries. All right, we have the United States, China, UK, Ukraine, Bhutan, El Salvador, Finland, Georgia, Germany. Of course, Ukraine, because of the war effort, people were donating crypto to them. And you can see some countries have been seizing cryptos from criminals and they converted it to strategic reserves. Why don't they transform that crypto back to fiat currency? Why don't they? They understand that it's a store of value and they have taken those cryptos and they kept it as strategic Bitcoin reserves because they know that the Bitcoin that is one today at $100,000 could become $500,000 in the nearest future. It's possible your country is not here. It's very possible your country is not here. But you do not have to despair. Forget about your country. Just think of yourself and your family. Put yourself on the map. All right. Find a way to get on the blockchain. Don't look at what is happening locally. Look at what is happening globally. You know, observe the trend and take the right decision for you and your family. Of course, when we ask people what is cryptocurrency, we just need you to understand that it's money. It's as simple as that, money. But it's money that doesn't have a physical form, right? And this is not, you know, it's not something that you cannot identify with because most of the times you can transfer from one banking application to the next banking application. Why can I transfer money from me to you, using my banking app? It's easy to do that because the money is electronic. All right. So you're not holding the physical money. The money is resident with your bank. All right. And they created an electronic format for that money. All right. So they said, all right, we have this money in our vaults, but we want to create an electronic format so that you don't have to come here to take money and physically carry it up and down. Ease of transactions. So something similar. It was on the blockchain. You just have money that doesn't have a physical form, but is programmed into the blockchain. And the blockchain is somewhere that you cannot tamper with the record, somewhere you cannot manipulate, somewhere that every data stays intact. All right. So that is a little bit about cryptocurrencies. Once you get into the cryptocurrencies phase, one time you're going to hear a lot is hodl or hold. What does that mean? It simply means that you need to be patient with the market because sometimes the market will try to scare you by going against you. And so it's really important for you to understand that when it does that, just relax, don't panic, just relax. It's part of the journey of the market. You just relax like the person, lying on the on the hold sign and relaxing. Just hold your position. So tonight, thank you for joining us. We are introducing you to a system that will help you trade the spot market and also has the capability of trading the futures market. All right. You can trade spot and futures with this tool, and I'm going to show you the tool in a moment. But we want you to concentrate on the spot market. Today, someone connected me with, on a three-way call with someone who was trading gold, and this person had blown her account. She says she made some money, but I blew my account because I was greedy. There's a lot involved in trading. Trading is a science. Trading involves understanding what the market is trying to do. The market's an algorithm. You need to be able to understand it. Most people don't. So the easiest market to start with, the safest market to start with is the spot market. All right. Don't be greedy and say you want to jump into the leverage market like futures and Forex. Most times people hear trading, they only think of Forex. Listen, the safest market to trade is spot. Spot market can forgive you if you make mistakes. Spot market can, give you lots of profits and you'll be really, really profitable. Now, if you came here on time to this presentation, the slides I showed you earlier where people were making money, those slides were simply people trading the spot market. All right. So money is being made on the spot market and it's the safest market. So I want you to start thinking, oh, get on the spot market. Leave the futures market, leave the Forex market, focus on the spot market, improve your trading capabilities. And of course, as you get better, you can decide to, do whatever else that you want. All right. The tool that will help you to trade the spot market on the blockchain is called RoyalQ. 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 The AI tool, the technology. On social media these days, you see on TikTok say technologia. So RoyalQ is the technologia, if I can borrow that term. The technologia that will help you right from the comfort of your home to generate income from the blockchain. Easy. This is an extremely powerful tool. As you use this tool, just understand you have three components. You have the bot, oh my God, the RoyalQ AI machine. You have the market, which is a very violent market, all right? A market with shenanigans. Then you have yourself with your own habits. These are the three entities you need to understand as you get on your journey with us. And it's easy. This AI tool makes it easy. Remember, AI is part of our lives already. AI is part of us, all right? There's AI in agriculture, AI in so many fields, AI in surveillance, there's AI in policing, AI in weapons, warfare. We have kamikaze drones, we have, powerful technology that can take out the enemy from a distance. The enemy will see what hit them, all right? So the world has really, really advanced when it comes to artificial intelligence. Even cars can now drive themselves. Hey, take a listen and watch, just imagine you're sitting in your car and the car is moving and driving itself. Would you want to control the steering?
Oh, shoots. We're using the self-driving. Good. Man, look at that. Holy cow. This is scary, folks. You don't know what's going to happen. Especially if you've not done it before. Allowing something, especially when you like to control your car. But now you have an AI driving you. The world is changing, folks. You better go with the change. If you're still driving the old way, I don't know what to tell you.
Sleeping on a bicycle.
Everything is changing. Business is changing. If you're not going technology, you don't know, you're going to miss out. They're going to leave you behind. Don't let nobody leave you behind. In your businesses and everything you do, tech is the new world. So get it going. I'm just chilling. Yep.
So indeed, technologia is the world. Technologia is the future. AI-driven technologia is the way forward. You need to understand that the world is moving on, even if you're not ready to move on. Things are evolving. You cannot allow people to leave you behind unless you want to rot and become, I don't know the word to use, just become an object that has lost touch with reality. Technology is being improved every single day. And RoyalQ is a technology that can bless you, bless your family, bless your entire generation, and help you, to really, 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 transform your finance. This RoyalQ, it works. It really works if you understand yourself, understand the market, and understand the bot. Oh my goodness. There is no limit to how much you can make. You will keep making money every single day because the bot enhances your capability. Let's say you can run 100 meters per second, per minute, per hour, or whatever. Now imagine using technology to be able to do, 10 times that. That is what this bot can do. This bot helps you to become more effective, more efficient, and to deliver results in your life. You know, trading is not easy. If you want to really trade, I tell you this. If you want to really trade by yourself, manually, you're going to have to learn a lot of things. You're going to have to be able to control your emotions. Controlling those emotions is not easy. You're going to be able to look at the market, do a lot of analysis, dedicate time to the market, right? It can be hectic. Most people can't trade. So you need a technology that will help you milk the market, the blockchain, and help you to trade. All right. That is what RoyalQ helps you to conquer. RoyalQ helps you to achieve this. But this slide is trying to emphasize something I love so much about this bot. This is the reason why I can stand anywhere and say, get on RoyalQ. Those scams that I mentioned earlier, those Ponzi schemes, they will always tell you to send your money, your capital to them. They're going to tell you, hey, we can give you 3% every single day if you can just bring your money from your exchange and deposit inside our platform. The moment you deposit, bring in your friends, before you know it, they have their target, they lock up. And when they lock up, they start telling you stories that we're not sure you are the owner of this account. Deposit fresh funds so that we'll be sure that you are the owner. And so that kind of manipulation keeps happening. Right. So, but when it comes to RoyalQ tells you, do not send us your trading capital. We don't want your trading capital inside us. In fact, you don't want to deposit money you want to trade with inside RoyalQ. RoyalQ will flag anti-money laundering protocols on you. So this is what makes RoyalQ different. They don't want you to send capital to them. They want you to keep your capital in your exchange, in your control. So this is it, autonomy. You have the ability to be independent. All right? You have the ability to be independent with your cash. Control your money. Your money is not on any platform. Your money is with you. And then the bot connects with you to your exchange and buys low, sell high. It cannot withdraw from your exchange. This is safe. You have rest of mind because your capital, the bot says, don't send capital to us. Just send the cost of the bot and gas fees to us. That's all. Keep your trading capital in your exchange. So if you have $1 million trading capital, keep it in your blockchain bank account. This is the reason why we say this is the safest business in the world. This is the reason why we want you to tell everybody you care about. This is the reason why we say, let's create a community of people who are on the internet of money, who are operating with AI technology and changing their finances. And all of this is happening on your phone. All right. You can view it on your phone. But remember, the trades are not happening on your phone. But your phone can view what is happening between RoyalQ servers and your exchange account. Your phone is just a television screen. If you lose your phone, no need to panic. Just get a new phone, download the apps, log in with your credentials, and you have access to your devices. Right? So if you have bad network, poor network, remember, it's just your phone. It's a TV screen. Even if some things are not displaying, as soon as you get into proper network, you see those things displaying. So this is really a wonderful system. Capital is in your control, safe custody, in the autonomy, and you do whatever you want with your money. Now, the question is, how much can you make every single month with RoyalQ? Some people will tell me, no. How much can you make every single day? Well, this is what you need to know. Don't think in terms of daily, think in terms of monthly. From the slides I showed you earlier, you can make money every day, no doubt. But listen, think in terms of monthly. Every month you can make 10% to 50%. If you look at the slides I showed you earlier, of course, you see many people were making 20%, 30%, 40%, all right? In a week, some had made 4%. So in a week, some had made 10% from the pictures I showed you earlier of people making profits. But for the sake of this conversation, as a newbie, when you get started, just be comfortable with 10% profit every single month. Be comfortable with 10% profit every single month. And there will be days when you might not make profit, but relax, because the market might not have volatility during that period. Anytime volatility gets back, money in the bank. All right. So 10% to 50% every single month. So if you come in with $500, just calculate what is 10% of $500. You'll be able to make that and 50% every single month. That's the beauty of this system, and it works. Now, remember, the market will always go against you. So you have to have a little bit of a holder's mentality. The market will always move up and down. So if you see trade going against you, -8%, you don't need to panic. -10%, please don't panic. That is normal. Now look at this. Let's say you bought in here. The market went against you like this. You don't need to panic because the market is still going up, up, up. All right? Very important. So you have different ways of trading with this technology called RoyalQ. You can operate with hands-free, 100% hands-free. If you are a top business executive, you can afford $20,000, $15,000, and you want to just trade and have fun without having to look at the bot or do any analysis or even try to press anything, hands-free autopilot, you can operate with BTC or Ethereum and trade just those two coins. We have autopilot strategies that you can use. Now, if you're somebody who loves to operate your phone, you have the time, you can also decide to take signals, all right? You can also decide to go for additional training and learn how to generate your own signals, all right? Now, we have three automation tools as of today, three automation tools inside the bot. We have MACD automation, we have KDJ automation, and we have RSI automation. These are powerful automation tools, technologies that they're all making life easier. So even if you love doing technical analysis, once you analyze and see, oh, the market is going to be moving smoothly here, you just go to your MACD automation, say, hey, MACD, when the golden cross is happening below zero, buy for me. Or sometimes you might look at the market, if you're good at analysis, say if it crosses above zero, just buy it all the same. Then you don't have to be monitoring the markets. You don't have to be monitoring the markets. You just go to sleep. The trade will trigger when the condition is hit. You go to the market. The trade will trigger while you're in the market when the condition is hit, right? So you don't have to be sitting, looking at the candlesticks, waiting for the condition to align, right? And when it's time to take profit, it's also easy because you've programmed the bot to do all that for you. So get on board and begin to use the automation tools. Now, if you remember in the earlier slides I showed you, the $15 account was using MACD automation and it was making money consistently. So this is a powerful tool that can change your trading results. Well, we want to train lots of traders to understand the market, all right? So this is something we're passionate about. We want to train 10,000 traders to understand the market, understand the technicalities of the market. The beauty of the market shows its hand. Every single time the market will show you its hand. But most people don't even recognize the market's hand because they've not gone, into those level of training. So as you walk with us along the way, you're going to be shown a lot of secrets that will help you to really gain mastery over the market. So what does it cost to get on this bot? This bot is affordable. Just $10 per month. You pay 1 year, $120. This bot is inexpensive. It's more affordable than Netflix, all right? It's more affordable than the price of Zoom cloud meetings application. So this is a very simple bot, a bot that can make you so much money, so affordable. This bot is designed to fight poverty. This bot is designed to bless you and bless your family. Please do not sleep on this offer because tomorrow this bot could get more and more expensive. All right. So now is the time for you to come and grab your position. The subscription is yearly. Begin to make money with this technology and bless yourself and become a testimony. Now, you need to also deposit fuel fee. Fuel fee is a profit sharing formula. Please take note. Every profit you make, you will take 80% of the profit, while RoyalQ will take 20%. All right. I'll repeat this. For every profit you make, RoyalQ will take 20%, while you take 80%. So if you make $10, you're going to take $8, RoyalQ will take $2. Now, how will RoyalQ take that dollar when it cannot withdraw from your exchange account? That's the question. So you need to drop some prepaid amount inside the bot. You just drop it inside the bot, and the bot will be deducting this. Now, I have a member of my team who saw fuel fee deduction, and she was like, I don't understand, I'm confused. And I said, hey, if you see fuel fee deduction, it means you've made money in your exchange, and RoyalQ just taking from the prepaid amount its own portion of the fee. Now, let me tell you this. That gas fee, that $2 or 20% RoyalQ takes, it will keep 40% and distribute 60% of that to people who have helped you learn how to use the bot. Really, really a life-changing technology. All right, so total cost of startup. What is the total cost of startup? 1 year's annual cost, $120 for the subscription. Gas fee, $20 minimum. All right, that is $140. Then your trading capital can be $100 or higher. You can actually do less than $100, but we recommend, if you paid $120 for the bot, at least do $100 trading capital or higher. So with just $240, you can get started with this technology and become a testimony, become somebody who makes history, become someone who leads the family out of poverty, and then be ready to just learn a few things by watching a few videos. So here are some frequently asked questions and a couple of concerns that some people have when they think about RoyalQ. So let's take some of them. One of them at the bottom here, I met some of your RoyalQ people years ago. They were part of RoyalQ in 2021, and they said that the bot made them huge losses. So remember, I told you this. For you to succeed, you need to understand how the market operates. You need to understand how the bot works, and you need to understand yourself. Now, those people in 2021 that, just came in with Ponzi mentality, operated for 3 months, they didn't want to learn. They just thought that the bot would do everything for them. And so because they were not focused enough to learn how the bot operates, which you can learn in just an hour or two, they didn't want to learn that. They just wanted where they would put money and then let the money be coming 100% every month. All right. So that was the reason why. Another reason why people had very bad experience in 2021 was, apart from not wanting to learn, a couple of them were over trading. So you had people with $100 trading 10 coins. That's unheard of. You don't do that. All right. So over the years, we've learned how not to use this bot. We've learned how to use it efficiently. Another thing to remember is that the bot we have now has automation tools for enhanced entry. All right, back in 2021, those automation tools did not exist. So the RoyalQ of 2025 is totally different from the RoyalQ of 2021. So don't let those people's remarks and their ignorance affect you. All right, so on the top here we have, how long will it take for me to start making money? 24 hours. 24 hours, 48 hours, easy peasy. Just activate the automation tools, money in the bank. And someone again said, I hope the bot will do all the work for me. Hell no. Hell no. The bot will not do all the work for you. If you buy a Range Rover, would you drive the Range Rover or would the Range Rover drive you? Would the Range Rover do everything for you? If you buy, what kind of car am I going to use? If you buy a G-Wagon, will the G-Wagon drive you or will you drive the G-Wagon? So no matter the technology you buy, most times you have to learn how to operate it, right? Even your washing machine needs you to learn how to operate it. Your television screen needs you to learn how to operate it. It's the same thing with the bot. Your TV will not put itself on. Your TV will not change channel without you operating it. The same thing with your bot. You have to learn how to operate your bot, but your bot makes life so easy. Once you understand it once, it just takes an hour or two. Watch some videos, practice. Once you understand it, you use it for life to make money. Right, so these are just a few questions that we think is important for everybody who joins this webinar, new people to understand. Because when you get on the bot, you just need to learn how to use it. And if you feel that $120 is too expensive, that means you're not focusing on value. All right, because if you focus on value, a bot that can transform your life, constantly keep making you income right in your comfort of your home, all right, without anybody limiting what you can make, and the cost is just $120, super powerful, inexpensive bot. All right, so that's what I really want you to remember. So get on board with us, be a patient person, understand risk management, control your emotions, and you will succeed. But we have a challenge for you, right? This challenge that we have for you is just the challenge that will help you, you're going to be able to take 300 trades. That's the challenge. Okay? All right, 300 trades. That's the challenge. Now, why is this challenge important? All right. Now, like in 2021, those people just came in for 3 months. They thought it was a Ponzi scheme. They just put money. They didn't understand the market. They didn't want to learn anything. We don't want you to do that. We want you to test the system and take 300 trades. Now, these 300 trades, the market is going well. You can complete it in 6 months or even less, or 1 year maximum. All right. So we just want you to trade with this bot effectively. Learn and use it to your own advantage. If you do this, the screen here is just showing you the various possibilities if you decide to do this. You can convert your $1,000 to $379,000 in compounding mode, your $500 to $189,000 in compounding mode. You can convert your $100 to $37,000 in compounding. The choice is yours to get on board and begin to enjoy the benefits of this kind of trading system and really be able to finance your next vacation, be able to finance the payment of your kids' school fees so that it doesn't have to be from your job. Something else can be catering for these needs. All right. So get back to whoever invited you, get a link, sign up. All right. It's easy to sign up, activate your bot, and begin to make money. Now, we encourage you to share the opportunity because if you share the opportunity with people, you activate another source of income apart from trading income. All right. We love you when you share the opportunity because this tool is so lovely, so amazing. I mean, very lucrative. We just want you to tell the world. Start with those you love. Start with those you care about. Start with your family. Start with, people who know you. Tell them about this technology and you're going to be blessed. For everybody you bring in, I mean, you're going to be paid $30 for everybody you activate. And that is just the beginning of the income. There's lots of income with this technology. So when you decide to build a team, you become someone. Remember, it's optional to build a team, right? It's totally optional. You don't have to build a team. You can just trade by yourself. Because that's a question people will ask. Do I have to bring people to make money? No. You can trade by yourself. However, if you decide to share the opportunity, you now begin to operate as an investor because there'll be days you might not trade, but you're going to be making money anyway from the team income. And this is an example of the team income. Imagine being able to make $10 to $50 every day because you have a team of 20 persons. Imagine being able to trade with 50 to be making $50 to $500 every day because you have a team of up to 100 persons. Not that you brought 100 yourself, maybe you just brought 5 and 95 people came in from those 5 people. And before you know what's happening, you're making $50 every single day to $500. As your team expands, you could see yourself making $1,000 on some days. So this is the system we encourage you to embrace. This is the cash flow system that will be bringing money to your table every single time. So this is an example of somebody who built this business over $800,000. I mean, in 1 month, this account made $14,000. Huge, huge, massive win. And this another account that, somebody doing this part-time, working just 5 hours a week, was able to make over $14,000 in 1 year. So just imagine that every year, because you decide to spend 5 hours every week, an hour every day for 5 days, every week, just unlocks tens of thousands of dollars in your life. This is a huge possibility, and we really want to encourage you to embrace it. Cash flow for those who build a team is an additional income source, right? Not compulsory, but if you love helping people, you should consider building a team with RoyalQ, building a career with RoyalQ. All right, so with income from RoyalQ, you can achieve lots of things. You might decide to spoil yourself a little, go on some shopping, and get some luxury items, and change your story. Don't give up on yourself. I know you've listened to this session. I know you are thinking, will it work for you? I can assure you that it will work for you if you just understand that there are 3 components to success: yourself, the bot, and the market. Focus on learning these things. Getting started is the hardest part. You'll be thinking that this thing is so difficult. Can I understand these 3 things? Can my small head take these 3 things? Will I be able to succeed? Listen, grandmothers are using this bot. Very elderly people are using this bot. Young people are also using this bot. What's stopping you? The first step is the hardest. Get off the first step and get into money-making habits. Now, remember, you don't want to be blaming people. You don't want to be blaming government when you start using RoyalQ. Just take ownership of your sources. All right. Be ready to invest in yourself and understand that money comes from skills, value you bring to the table, and do make impact in people's lives. All right. So remember, there's a dog that is lying down on a nail, and the dog is sleeping and whining in his sleep. You know, it's feeling pain in his sleep. This slide was added just to help you understand that most times we might not change our situation because we are not hurt enough by the nail that's piercing the pain. All right. So this dog had a nail piercing through his skin, and it kept claiming that this is its territory. This is its comfort zone. It didn't want to move, obviously, because the pain was not hurting it enough. So ask yourself, your finances, are you okay with your finances? How long do you want to continue in the way you're going over the last 5 years? Has your finances been super, super powerful? If you keep going and doing what you did in the last 5 years, where will you be in the next 5 years? Really take a time to think of that pain, feel it, and take a decision. And even if you have cash flow already in your life, ask yourself a system that could increase the cash flow, all right, increase and give you more cash flow. Isn't that something you want to embrace? So I really want to encourage you to embrace this opportunity. Don't wait until disaster occurs. Grab the best option, which is option B, activating RoyalQ. If you choose option A means you want to keep struggling. You want to keep arguing with your spouse about money. You want to keep giving excuses to your kids why they can't go to the best schools. And, you continue to depend on your job. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a job, but if you depend on your job as your only source of income, you are becoming a dumb, stupid slave. Because one day you're going to leave that job and face the realities of life. So why not start building RoyalQ now while you still have your job? Don't be a dumb, stupid slave. We're going to support you. We're going to guide you. Constant support, lots of meetings, leadership trainings to help you succeed. So just think big, show initiative, and never, ever procrastinate. Now, at this point, I want to call on Mr. John Ile. Um, Let me see. I have two testimonials for you today. So I'm just going to make Mr. John Ile a co-host. He's going to share his testimony. And then I'm going to call also Madam Badri here. All right. So, Mr. John Ile, can you go ahead?
Good evening, RoyalQ members. Good evening, team leaders. Good evening, everyone. I want to share my brief testimony about RoyalQ. It's a business I went into a few years back, but during the dip, my finances came down and I'm not able to have enough capital to trade. But today, I am happy because I have about $15 trading capital, which I put into use, and it's yielding me maximum profit every day as I desire. And it's a good thing to say, just get started, you will be there. You won't regret doing it at all, at all. Thank you.
Yeah. So is this a difficult thing to do, Mr. John?
It's not difficult at all. It's as easy as ABC.
Awesome. I love the word you used. Giving you maximum results as you desire. Awesome. Thank you very much for that testimonial. All right, Madam Badria, please go ahead and unmute yourself and share your testimony with this amazing technology.
Good evening. Thank you, Coach. Good evening, everyone. My name is Badria. I joined RoyalQ about a year ago, and I was able to understand quickly. I think then the market was also not so, not really behaving well. You enter a coin, you go into floating losses. Then we realized quickly that we were trading blindly. And what was missing from us just joining was that we didn't have knowledge. So we were lucky to, be guided by Coach Namdi, and we learned how to trade. We understood how to trade, how to read the market. And from then on, it has been a success story, really. And then in the last 6 months, we've been singing automation, because the new people that we're bringing in, we realized that not everybody had the patience to learn to trade. But RoyalQ is such an artificial intelligence bot that are so in tune with their subscribers. When you complain, the company listens. I've been beaten by a lot of, scam Ponzi's, in the past, where we'll put our money, and when you are thinking you start withdrawing is when they'll wake up and disappear. But with RoyalQ, you notice consistent improvement every single time. When we complain, you will see they will improve on the bot again. They will improve on the bot again. So the bot we are using now, the improvements done on it is so different from what we started with a year ago. Now, for a totally new person that doesn't know anything about crypto, can actually start, and with the automation tools, can actually start making money immediately, irrespective of the trading capital. I trade with a $2,000 capital. But honestly, even if with a $100 capital, you will make money consistently by following the instructions. And then if you are interested in being a more seasoned trader, like I did, you get people to train you. We are a community. And the joy for all our leaders is for all of us to keep making money. The more money we make, the more money they make. So for me, RoyalQ is just the missing ingredients in all. I just wondered what I had done with all my funds all these years, giving monies to Ponzi's. There's absolutely nothing that I can trade for the RoyalQ app. Thank you. And I really wish that people would, come on board and understand that this bot is just the solution that we've been waiting for. Don't feel left out at all. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much
everyone.
for that amazing testimonial. Thank you very much. Absolutely, we have to forgive ourselves for the years of ignorance, and right now we just use the bot and maximize the opportunity. By the way, let me tell you, the two persons that gave you testimonials, their pictures are one of those pictures that I showed you earlier of people who are making money. All right, so we have an amazing tool. We have a technology that works. I want you to take the bull by the horn and get back to whoever invited you. Join us, begin to use the automation tools. There's so much for you to enjoy. This is a very lucrative career. This is a sumptuous technology, a blessing to humanity. Let me tell you this, RoyalQ is just there for you, and it's telling you how much income do you want to make. And you tell RoyalQ, I want to go to $1 million. And RoyalQ takes you on the journey. You make your first dollar. Then you make your first $10, your first $100, your first 1,000. You're going on your way to $1 million. And if you love to share opportunity, tell the world, get money and put it in your exchange account. Then use RoyalQ and increase your asset base from the internet of money. This is a system that works for the avoidance of doubt. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a knowledge-based system made easy with enhanced technology. Or let me say, with enhanced technology. So get on board, join us, be at the sessions every Monday, for example. Join the Monday sessions for technical and system training. Join us and be part of those making history. Make history with us. Let's turn things around. People are helpless. People are confused. They're thinking they don't know what to do. How can they beat the economy? How can they survive? We have the answer. The answer is RoyalQ. So get on board, join us, and become one of the testimonies in subsequent sessions. Thanks for making the time to join us. See you on the next one.